Hello, friends. My name is Joel Haasenritter. I am hailing to you live from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, although the sun has basically set already. But I just wanted to take a few minutes and share with you a little bit about my path off of energy drinks, why I don't use them anymore, and what I'm doing instead. So if any of you know me, you know my past has been riddled with, I'll call them some-hour bottles of energy. In fact, a friend of mine back in Georgia, we were walking to my car and opened my trunk, and he saw bottles and bottles of empty some-hour energy in there and turned to me and said, you know, that's not really good for you, right? Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur, which means that I'm always on the go. And on top of needing to work with some health issues that we've had in our family and in our household, I'm constantly going, just constantly living that lifestyle, unfortunately. So I needed an answer, and my answer was these some-hour bottles of energy. So I had them stashed in my glove box, I had them stashed in my tool case, in my lunch box, anywhere that I knew that I was going to be, because I knew that if I had a drop in my energy, I needed to be at 100%. And so that was my answer to it. I didn't really have a good alternative to it, even though I knew it wasn't great. So on top of friends and family, always throwing those caution lights at me saying, you're kind of overdoing this, I would gauge it out, right? Because on the bottle it says you can take 2 of those in a 24-hour time period. So I would always try and stretch a little bit and see when I should take maybe half a bottle here and maybe a full bottle there so I could prolong my energy. So, but a conflict was growing, of course, aside from the cautions. And that conflict was as we continued to search for answers with our own health journey and trying to live a healthier lifestyle, then the conflict was using something like that as a supplement. And if you would just take some of the ingredients off of most energy drinks and Google that with the terms dangers of, and you'll see why there's a pretty dramatic conflict with trying to live a healthier lifestyle and using those as a means of energy supplementation. So about, I guess, 13 months ago, we were introduced to Young Living, and the first thing I brought home was a little bottle of peppermint. And so this was the little bottle here. It's Peppermint Vitality, and I'll just take a second to mention, just a sidebar here, that the Vitality, the white label that Young Living has, is certified safe for internal use. You can also use it with cooking and that sort of thing. I would not recommend you use any essential oil internally that has not been certified safe for that. So just a little sidebar. But I would take a drop of peppermint, I would put that under my tongue whenever I was feeling a little bit lethargic. And then I would take this Ningxia red juice. And this I would just do daily, 2 ounces every day, just as kind of a supplement to what I was doing. So I had, if I had a picture of it, you would see my toolbox on the ground next to the piano I was working on, and you would see the bottle of Peppermint Vitality, and you would see the little packet of Ningxia, and then you would see my bottle of some-hour energy, because I wasn't quite convinced that this would even do anything for me. So you know how if you haven't seen your niece or nephew in a while, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, and then you see them again and you realize how much they've grown, and it kind of takes that little aha moment to say, wow, they've really grown, they've really matured more than I thought they would. It took me about 4 or 5 days to realize I wasn't reaching for my bottle of some-hour energy. And here's where the aha moment happened for me as we were trying to live a healthier lifestyle. And the aha moment is this. My energy didn't drop because I had a deficiency in caffeine. The body doesn't produce caffeine, it produces energy based on the nutrients that you put into it. So how do you get those nutrients? Eat a balanced meal with lots of fruits and veggies, hopefully organic fruits and veggies. Drink adequate supplies of water, get adequate sleep, exercise several times a week, and this is what the body needs to produce energy. It doesn't produce, or it doesn't have a lack of energy because you have a deficiency in caffeine and you go to the clinic to get a caffeine injection, right? Of course, I'm not saying don't use caffeine. A lot of people do and use it successfully. A lot of studies show that it's healthy in certain areas and for certain things. However, to try to use that as a balance for a lack of nutrients, that was the aha moment. And what I realized then is that Ningxia especially was filling in a lot of those nutritional gaps that I was missing, partly due to my diet, partly due to lack of sleep, all of these things that come together because everything affects everything. But after 4 or 5 days and realizing that I wasn't needing this bottle of Some Hour Energy, it was like, wow, this is not only just helping me and a drop of peppermint whenever I felt lethargic, but it was causing me to take a little bit of what was unhealthy for me in my lifestyle and turn that around to something that was a lot more healthy. So we'll go into this in more detail if you have any desire to, but the Ningxia berry comes from a region of China, and the antioxidant levels are off the chart. We all know that blueberries and pomegranates and acai and all those fruits are extremely beneficial because of the antioxidant levels in them. And the Ningxia berry is somewhere close to 10 times the amount of antioxidants as is in blueberries. So after I realized how it was helping us, after I realized how this purity level, the therapeutic level of essential oils that Young Living offers was helping our family with immune support, with emotional support, and with continuing on our healthy journey, then my, of course, aha moment was, okay, how do I get this cheaper? And so for most of you that I'm speaking to, you are already Young Living members. As you have a wholesale account, you also have the option to join Essential Rewards. And Essential Rewards is by far the absolute best and most inexpensive way to continue your healthy journey with Young Living. And so what Essential Rewards is it's basically their auto-ship program, except unlike most auto-ship programs, you can cancel at any time. There's no annual membership fee. You can change the date that the order processes, and you are encouraged to switch around the products that you get monthly to begin swapping out the things that you have in your house normally, household products, for instance, the things that are going to benefit your health. Begin swapping those out, 1 month at a time type thing. We've been doing this for about 13 months now. Health it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So the thing that I love about the Essential Rewards program is for the first 3 months, as soon as you enroll, you get an automatic 10% back in dollar-for-dollar points. So this isn't points that you can use on a backpack that you would never order anyway. This is points that you will use dollar for dollar for a future order of things that you need and love. So after the first 3 months, from months 4 through 24, you get 20% back on anything you order through Essential Rewards. And month 25 and on, and as long as you're in the program, you get 25% back, again, dollar for dollar points. So this makes it an easy and affordable way to actually begin changing out things that are unhealthy in your lifestyle for things that actually support your lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, that is. And for anybody that is perhaps using energy drinks on a daily basis like I did, and I did this for years, guys. I would order them by the caseload, literally. So if anybody's doing that as a mentality, I would just challenge that and say, this is not what your body needs for energy. And so try to supplement with healthy diet, etc., the things that your body will use to support your energy ongoing. So I hope this has been helpful for anybody out there that's interested in more. Anyone from the Living Well Now community can help you. And until then, I wish you lots of wellness, purpose, and abundance.